So what the fuck is going on? I was cleaning, and I'm not done cleaning. Oscar, your place is filthy. What do you mean? It's organized. No, it's not organized. It's chaotic. It is organized. I know exactly where everything is. Everything. That one eye pointed slightly, not quite straight.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back to the Nulb map, and I'll clear a little spot up way up to the north that represents you. Along this dirty cart trail, you find a place where the land juts up a little bit in little hills. It's really muddy, and if you go further, you're probably just going to end up getting the cart stuck.
Alright, so, let's come up with a plan. Oh, also, Shadow.
Shadow up stem. Okay, we need Ahmed here for that for that question.
Yeah, I know you're listening.
He's off gathering firewood or something.
Alright, did we learn anything before we were beset upon by pirates? Yeah, we found a priestess, and, hopefully she's alright. But, yeah, we gotta go to the temple, and,
Shadow comes back with some firewood.
Alright, you pricks. I heard you.
I'm the prick.
I heard you. Yeah, I wanted to learn what they were doing, when they were getting there. Just learn. I didn't want to join their damn group. These guys were blabbermouths.
I believe you didn't want to join their damn group, but that was the shittiest, like, pardon my language.
It played out differently in my mind, alright? Kind of reminds me of that castle.
That's hilarious. Shadow just gets into trouble because it plays so differently in his mind.
Just work differently.
I'm gonna be rethinking my moves in the future.
Close the door. You're letting the bugs in. Yeah, you kind of just wandered into a swamp. There are hordes of mosquitoes, like just angry, fucking hungry mosquitoes that are eating all of you.
Quick question: knowledge nature. Can we like throw like some kind of spices or something like that in the fire to keep them away?
Yeah, you can give me a survival check as you're trying to not get eaten alive and get malaria or whatever.
Sure, let's do that.
Trying not to get fantasy malaria.
23.
All right, so Shadow basically has some very like small but smoky fires going, which is pretty easy to do, of particular woods, and you manage to, in your stores, kind of get some stuff that you've smeared over the necks of all the party members, and this is at least keeping the mosquitoes at bay. You're also smearing some of this muck over the horses as well.
Yeah, and Doom. When I get to do it on Crusher, I put my hand in his face with him, smash it over his face, and I run away, and Crusher chases him.
Yep, I think the wounded condition goes away over time.
If you heal somebody with the treat wounds, their wounded condition goes away.
So, we go through the medicus procedure.
Okay.
Yeah, it would go away. Yeah.
I think all that kind of is straightforward.
All right.
I mean, Darien within an hour, I think, has everybody topped up.
Yeah. So you arrived after a day of travel.
We had a crappy week. This is.
in Nulb and then immediately sought out to get food, and then this happened. So yeah, you guys are really tired at this point.
It's been a long, hard-ass day. So,
It was the same day we arrived.
Yeah,
Run out.
you went out for groceries and and we ran out of town.
She's running back with the like baggage in her hands. Quickly, get in the cart. Good times.
What are you doing that evening? And then I'm going to roll for random encounters because you're in a swamp.
well, we're setting up a watch and going through the treasures to see if there's anything good. Looking for slippers.
Okay. Oscar, give me your open lock. Or your
Got a ring of keys. Does one of these keys fit?
yeah, it does. Eventually, you.
I understand that it's basically cheating, but you know,
Did we get XP out of it?
I don't know what this XP thing is.
All right. So treasures. What do you want me to go through first?
The most important thing is whether or not there's slippers in that chest.
There are slippers in that chest.
Motherfucker. Pull out the slippers.
Okay, there are slippers in the design of like embroidered spider webs all across these little slippers.
Oscar holds them over his head in the Legend of Zelda, like. This is the grand victory. Ah! Ah!
What are those? Says Ptolemy.
These are my slippers.
Where'd you get them? He's all excited because you're excited.
Now let me tell you a story about these slippers. So, it was about 20, 25 years ago, so you would have been like not even a little feller yet. You'd have been, you know, in your past, so to speak, and there was this cavern, and inside this cavern there were some bandits, and of course, I didn't go and stab no bandits. That was not really the way. But there was this merchant who had this dealing with the bandits inside the cavern. And now this merchant had a wife, and the wife was kind of, you know, and never mind that. So that there, so inside the merchant dealing with the bandits, basically made some was nice to the wife, was able to get on the cart, got myself in there, and these bandits were led by this drow guy, and I think it was a drow guy, like an elf, but like the wrong color. And in there, basically, while they were doing their trades, I, relieved them of their. I fucking stole them.
Toleby's nodding while petting Squish. I like how he still has his fluffy tail.
Darian's just shaking his head like, oh.
But to either side of the fluffy tail, almost like they're flanking the fluffy tail, are his fish tails. See?
Please hide that from other people, sir.
It's got a fish head, because of course it does. But I like you. Well, that's very kind of you, Squish. I like my squire as well.
Please inform Squish the feeling is far from mutual.
Well, some people don't understand a work of art when they see it.
Yes, my lord.
He positions it on a little shelf thing inside the carriage, so it's sort of awkwardly looking towards where Darian typically sits. Perfect.
Darian kind of mutters as he looks out the window, hope it doesn't fall out the window while we're moving really fast.
Don't you dare! Squish reminds me of something. And then Ptolemy just spends the next 5 minutes just sort of staring off into space.
Oh, there he goes again. Okay.
He'll be good. So, yeah. Then I got cheated at cards and the fucker stole them. But now they're back.
So you were upset that someone stole what you stole.
No, liberated.
All right, someone liberated.
Retrieved from evil demon-worshipping bandits.
So you're
I
upset.
said they were demon worshippers, right?
Well, we don't know that.
Or some spider thing.
At the very least, they seem to at least do business with.
Spider
He just
thing.
kind of looks out the window like, oh, I've got to make excuses to myself now.
What spider thing? I don't like spiders.
The bandits. The bandit leader, the guy, he had like a spider motif.
You mean like our friend, Lareth the Beautiful?
Yeah, but he was a little bit more like, less beautiful and more like, I'm a spider, I'm gonna bite you.
Well, that's two Loth worshippers in this area. Is there some sort of cult out here?
Maybe that guy had the sight too.
Hmm.
If he had the sight, then maybe. See, I'd like to revise my statement. They were given to me by a demon worshiper with the sight.
So demon worshippers were giving you magic items.
I think he means
I
given by
understand
acquired
that.
them.
Well,
I think you should quit while you're ahead, Oscar.
I'd like to stop talking about this now.
What do they do? Why are they so special? I mean, the spider pattern's nice, but the slippers look way too tight to fit over your
Let me show you.
feet.
Oscar puts them on
Okay.
and walks up a tree.
Okay, he spends a moment to invest into the item, I believe, and then he's now
Make a
walking along the
standard
walls.
Command.
Yeah, and sort of walking along trees and horizontal surfaces.
Very useful.
You'd actually find a branch of the tree and stand upside down.
Here we go.
Oh,
Who's the short one now? It's funny though. At one point, I was wearing a dwarvish kilt with wearing this, and it's trying to do this as a party trick. Ended up being a completely different trick than the one I intended.
Shadow nods. Worked out differently in his mind, you see.
good thing Squishy wasn't around. You might have thought it was a worm.
Ain't no worm. Cobra. King Cobra.
Oh.
Shadow goes to Tommy. He's like,
Ptolemy
no,
smiles.
no. He holds his arrow, like
Yeah,
the tip
yeah,
of the arrow.
yep.
Just like, it shows like, like
It's sharp.
Oh yes, my lord. The dwarf
Yeah, it is.
penises are known to be barbed.
Like lions.
It's pointy and it spits, just like a cobra.
Oh. Well, that's
all right, that's enough.
pedestrian. All right. What else? What else do you got that you are you're having a look at?
Sorry, I've given myself a chuckle.
Yeah, little giggles there.
We'll go through what else is in the crate.
Yeah. And their gear.
Yeah.
What did they have on them?
Yep.
'Cause-
Let me open up a chart. My random treasure chart.
Because my best gear wouldn't be sitting in a chest,
On my place.
sitting on my head or something.
Yeah.
Unless you didn't want to be viewed, like if you were trying to hide the fact that you were like mega awesome.
Yeah.
Use the king of the place.
Okay. And all right. So there's an 8th level item, a 6th level item, and then on her, that would be a 5th level item. So 8, 6, 5, and then we'll roll to see if they are consumable or not.
Permanent.
Permanents are 2s, so in that order, 8, 6, 5 would be 8, 6, 5.
So the
So, on it, just so you're aware, some of the consumable stuff is really, really good.
yeah, I know. There you go. You got 2 consumables. You happy?
Yes, I am ecstatic.
So to drink a potion here, you need an action to pull it out, another action to drink it.
Okay, there is a potion that looks like it's
Yes.
got clouds inside of it. It is the 8th level potion.
An
Cloud
8th
roll?
level potion.
Yep.
Yep.
Clouds inside. Do you want me to type?
Yep.
Okay.
And just mark down, like, put them under what level they are.
Okay.
Weird. Okay, there's a shiny wrench.
Shiny wrench.
Shiny wrench?
7th level item or
Is the 6th level item.
6th level item?
Interesting.
And there are 4 vials that are marked in a box that says "Handle with care."
Those are the 5th.
Those are the 5th. Yeah.
4 by files marked handle with care. I suspect those go boom. There's the earth-shattering kaboom.
Okay, in the box of silver, you find about 400 silver pieces worth of silverware, silver objects, and silver coins. You had how many purses on the from the bandits?
400 SP.
I think it was 12 purses.
12.
Okay,
I
so
got-
that
yeah.
there would be a total of 144 silver pieces in combined there.
Okay.
You've got the 8 rapiers. What else are we looking at?
Furnock's donation to the Heart of Gold.
Right, he's the one that was
Cheating at cards.
cheating at cards. Okay, 20 gold and 100 silver.
Okay.
And there was something else mixed in with that junk.
Tooth.
No, you recognize, because you've had one of these before, a chest feather token. It has not been used yet. He may have not known what it was.
I believe that's a 3rd level item.
Yep.
I would have preferred this thing to have been used. What did you store in there, buddy?
Right.
That's alright. Chest.
Also in the chest, did we give you money for the no, there was a separate box of the offerings. That box had what sounded like probably Furnock's like material wealth.
You mean Tolub's?
Turuk's wealth. There is a nice chart for wealth by level.
Now, let's be clear. The reason why we're in that mess is because the Shadow, well, we got in a fight and it had nothing to do with my slippers. My slippers coming back to me is simply a consolation, a act of the gods, so to speak.
You're using me as an excuse. You got you bloodthirsty.
There were 1,000 silver in the chest and 150 gold.
So 250 gold.
Effectively.
Interesting.
50 gold pieces.
150 and then 100 and then 1,000
Oh,
gold.
sorry. Missed the one.
All right, now the
Okay.
stuff on his person.
Nice.
His axe was a +1 striking axe. Battle axe.
That's one striking battle.
9282. Okay.
That's what Oscar was being beaten to death with, right?
Yep.
Adam, quick question. The 1,544 silver pieces, where did those go? Oh, you just added them. Got it. Got it. Okay, sorry.
Okay, and then he would have some other items. Okay, he may not have had the right, but he had in his pocket a rune stone. This is a 9th level rune stone. That
Does it have anything in it?
the rune stone looks like it is bending light and kind of causing shadow around it.
Shadowy, and I'll put this under 9.
Investigate!
Well, just give us a second. Runestone shadowy.
He also had, I think you guys can identify that. No, you don't have it. He has magical studded leather.
Okay.
That's an 8th level item.
And the striking battle axe is a 5th level item?
I believe so. +1 striking weapon is a 4th level item.
Okay.
You should have one more 8th and one more 9th. Weird. Okay, 1d29. 11. Okay, he had weird lenses. That's a 9th level item.
Which level? Sorry?
9th level.
Weird lenses.
Yep, they made his eyes look bird or cat-like.
Like a low light vision item?
And then,
Say perception.
Maybe.
Okay. Also in the same pocket with his runes, like he didn't have a chance to put them into weapons yet. There is a lightning bolt rune.
And that's which circle?
8th level permanent item.
Okay.
Alright, now the woman's gear. She has a simple +1 dagger. It is not striking.
So the +1 dagger is a 2nd level item. Where did that guy beat her asses?
Yeah.
She had a, I think you have one of these, a skeleton key standard in her pocket.
Okay.
It's a 5th level permanent.
What does that do? Skeleton key standard.
It acts as like thieves' tools.
Alright, cool. Do you have one of those?
Oscar's got one, and this one will be going to Shadow.
Thank you.
That would be my thought.
Yeah.
She had a 4th level consumable with a piece of bark floating in the potion.
Yeah.
I'm just
Nice.
gonna put bark skin potion.
Mm-hmm. And then
Potion of
she
healing,
had
potion of
more of the poison that you had found in the case. She had 3 doses of that same stuff on her.
Case?
The handle with care case.
Oh, okay. I thought it was explosives. Alright, cool.
I put down. I thought it was explosives, but
No, it's actually a poison. But...
that's fine.
Just throw a vial at somebody.
Didn't explode.
Yeah. Well, it's. Where did I put this? I'm having a stupid.
Okay, is there anything else that you're looking at?
So we have Tolub.
That was Tolub's stuff. The
Oh,
axe
sorry,
and...
that would have been the other guy. Sorry. We had Lodris. So we did Turok and
Tolub and Lodris.
so we did Taruko.
No,
Taruko's left.
Taruko's the monk. He has +1
Hand wraps.
hand wraps. They're not striking. He didn't really have much because you guys just finished robbing him.
Using the rob word very liberally.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, accurately.
And the longsword that you stole from or liberated from
These words, this word use. I mean,
from what was his name? The prisoner that you took?
I can't remember his name.
No, that was Turco.
Oh, there.
Kobart's longsword, we'll call it Kobart's longsword, is a low-grade silver weapon with a +1 on it.
Okay, and a low-grade silver weapon is what level of item?
2nd level permanent.
Okay. Low-grade silver +1 long sword, and his name was what again? Sorry.
Cobart.
Cobart.
We'll just call that the sword of Lycan Slay and keep that around
Of
for who
stabbing
knows why.
every werewolf we see.
Ahmed's not laughing. Why?
Man.
So, Was I the only one who saw you barking like a dog after you got knocked out the second time?
I was angry.
I've heard
What's
barking
it to
bad
you?
before, but this was like the first time I saw barking.
You're asking too many questions, Oscar. I don't like your tone.
No one else
He
is a
starts,
weird
wi-
tone.
he starts wiping the mosquito stuff off your neck.
He's gonna be barking now. Don't worry about it. I was connecting with Doom.
Doom hears his name and perks his head up.
Shut up and stay away from me.
Puts his head back down.
All
I actually love
so-
my pets. I don't know why I'm mean to Doom.
Play out.
So, here's a question for everyone. I am morally uncertain of our current position, and it is causing me stress. You got a point?
Yeah, get to it. What the hell are you saying?
I
We
would
want to
rather
combat.
we didn't wage war on peasants.
They started it.
Yeah, they fucking started it.
Ptolemy squirms uneasily.
We're not gonna be staying there. We're just gonna run through.
Sorry.
We're just gonna ride the cart through. No need for us to stay around.
It is my personal preference that we try to lead by example to bring the strays back into the flock.
I say we hunt some more bandits. No, catch this. We take their heads like normal, and we adorn them all around the cart, you see. And then we get dressed up in spooky disguises, and like nightmares out of hell, we ride through the town, scaring them into goodness.
Marky missed it. But
Yeah, Darian returns from
Look out,
having a
it's of the
piss, and Ptolemy was in the middle of something, and then he sits back down and
or
Uh-huh.
or potentially, we can try to just ride at a normal pace peaceably through the town and not make a fuss.
We need to haul ass.
Yeah, yes, I believe we should move as soon as fast as possible.
I will only ride the cart through the town at a reasonable pace. I will
Well-
not have some small child's maiming on my conscience.
I will clear the way for you.
You will not be maiming any small children, right?
I will not maim any small children. I swear to you. And the way will be clear for you to ride faster.
as everyone's sitting around the campfire, Ptolemy is sitting on like the kind of on the stair that comes down from the cart.
Now, well, I think everybody understands that the head thing might be a little much, but spooky costumes might be not the worst.
You could use your illusions and make all sorts of sounds that are horrible.
How about we just get on the cart and drive through? Now, hopefully, they haven't alerted the temple yet.
The temple's close. If they sent someone to the
Yes.
temple, they might have alerted them. Maybe we shouldn't drive this fine old cart So close to the temple.
You
Maybe
wanna
we should
walk?
stoosh it somewhere. Well, I don't want to walk, but what?
Yeah, this is quite a conundrum. Quite a conundrum indeed.
If you walked and didn't go through the village of Nulb, because the bridge crosses the river, you're basically swimming across the river. Which is doable. It's not a very quick moving river.
I don't want to get a leech on the cobra.
Quit being a suck.
Get a leech in your cobra all you want.
I
will be our
guide.
I pull leeches off my python on a regular basis.
Ptolemy's got squishy. I will be a guide across the river. Yes, you will, Squishy. You're half from a river.
My lord,
Yes.
please do not speak to people through Squishy. It is both disconcerting and troubling, and other words that mean troubling all at once.
Oh. He puts Squishy down. There you go. Just inside the card, so he can...
Darian is now plotting to destroy Squishy.
He reminds me of something.
Oh, do tell.
Well, I'm not sure. It's just he seems vaguely familiar.
Alright, so we are going to be traveling through the town at a quick-ish pace. Krieger will ensure that we do not injure any innocents along the way.
That will announce our presence. Maybe we should take the tact, and he glances to Shadow and Oscar, of stealth from this point forward.
There you go.
Alright, so if you actually want to be sneaky through the town, then we probably should ride through at night and at a reasonably slow pace.
At a medium pace.
Or we could walk through the town.
We could also walk through the town.
No, yes.
All right,
If we're not taking the carriage,
leave the carriage. We walk through at 5.
Wouldn't it have been nice to leave the carriage at the abode of a upstanding member of society as if we didn't have to, I don't know, wave
sadly we don't know anyone like that in these parts. So
It's all Crusher's fault. No one's fucking around.
Hey, what the?
No, I think it's your fault, Shadow, but no one's blaming anyone at this point.
yeah,
It's Crusher's
Princess.
fault. Hey, it's one time.
That's
That's twice.
All right,
That's
fine. It was
twice.
one season, but fine.
I don't blame
What?
you, Shadow.
No, we just had to rescue
Thanks,
him from a
Squishy.
tower and rescue him from pirates. Get captured by an evil dragon. That's a 3.
I'm just wanted everywhere.
I really like that we liberated Squish. He's an excellent addition to our crew.
Agree to disagree.
I had to keep it from him when he was a little bit younger, afraid he was going to break it.
Mm.
Alright, so, by
if,
foot,
if we're not taking the carriage, why don't we just cross the river
Yeah.
it's
instead of going through town and risking getting mobbed?
it's wet. And wet.
You know what else is wet, Alker? Not that you'd know. Blood. Blood is really wet, but more wet and sticky.
It is.
And you'll get
We
that
have-
all
We've got a
over
couple
you.
options, guys. We can either go over the river, go when it's pure dark. Just wait till there's absolutely no light. Cross the bridges.
It's a pirate town. I imagine there's people up at all hours.
Yeah, they'd probably be drunk though.
Degenerates. Jetty paladin.
No, well, can we make pirate costumes here?
Oh, you still get XP at this level for those pirates. Just telling some XP.
Can't we make some?
We don't get enough XP to cure Mark, though.
Hey guys, I don't see Sorry, I don't see why crossing this town is a problem. Either we just stealth through it and get to the other side, or we swim. This is not an issue.
I will not be swimming, but we can cross the river too.
Then why don't we find a boat and cross that way?
Fucking 20 pirates is significant.
I am a priest. I do not need to swim if I do not wish to swim.
Good, you get across the river your own way then. If you're
We'll
priestly
find
back.
a boat. We'll just find the boat. It's fine.
Why are we looking for a boat? We can just swim.
Because the dainty one here doesn't want to swim.
I will use magic to solve this problem.
See, we don't need a boat. He's gonna use magic. It'll be fine.
Oh, then we can swim.
I don't want to swim.
Well, I don't want to beat you half to death either, but sometimes necessity forces you to do things you don't want to do.
Those Krieger?
Yeah.
I'm fine with swimming.
Is it athletics to swim?
Yeah.
Doom's into it. He's like,
That's right, boy. We'll just pick the leeches off each other. It'll be great.
Can Krieger? Well, I don't know how wide the river is.
You can always do that follow the leader thing.
Does the leader have to be?
Is anybody an expert in swimming?
Yes.
yeah.
Or
Uh,
athletics?
Krieger's an expert.
So Krieger can basically, one at a time, bring people across and give them.
But don't I
basically a
need the
trained
feet,
bonus.
or is it okay as long as Oscar has it?
No. Oscar's feat allows him to do the whole group.
Uh-huh.
You can follow the expert with a single person.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. Crusher's also an expert. He can help you out there.
Now, if Krieger like swims a rope across to help with it,
And that's just reduced
can that
DC.
lower the DC
Yep. Or just give you bonuses, yep.
or bonuses either or? Yeah. So maybe we'll do that.
So in the morning, it kind of goes like this. Somebody will try to find a good spot to cross the river where the water isn't moving too fast. And then the second thing would be Krieger to get
Narrow.
across. And then
Yeah.
Alright, so here's a problem. We're leaving a wagon here. Somebody's got to take care of the horses for a bit, and then you gotta sort through what we got here. Basically, use the bag of holding to take the good stuff and save the chest feather token to bring stuff back from the dungeon.
yep.
I think is the plan. Let me just see. I don't.
Okay,
know
so
actually.
we can't take our cart. So all the gear that we have on the on our party sheet is in the cart, right?
Pretty much.
That cart is overflowing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 seats left, and crap everywhere.
So,
We need to start selling some of these things.
the bag of holding can hold 25 bulk.
Nice.
Do we only have one of those?
Currently.
That seems like a really good thing to buy.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, you will have to leave some of your treasure in the cart, and then you'll have to separate from the cart. And then on foot, you're looking at a couple days. Like, your horses are going to be kind of left to their own devices.
Yeah, in a swamp.
Yep.
And there are horses, not elk or moose or anything else that actually lives in the swamp.
Mhm.
They are horses.
Okay.
They will get.
Yeah.
We'll come back and they will have dysentery and be dead.
They will be dead, yes.
Okay, so why don't we just how far till we get out of the swamp?
This whole area is swampland.
We're in a swamp quarter.
So hours on a horse?
Probably no. We should be bringing the horses with us. We should ride the carriage through town.
Alright, fine.
Yeah, just why don't we just do that? Leave the carriage. We always do. Leave it near the temple somewhere.
With spooky costumes.
Fine.
Like this, and Ptolemy spends a few moments trying to pull his shirt up to his head. Look, I look like I'm headless.
You look like you're taking your shirt off.
Headless.
Little bit of column A, little bit of column B. I like column.
Do we know how far the temple is from the town?
It's a short distance from the town.
The
Couple
camp.
miles.
Then we can stash the cart somewhere along the way.
Between Nulb and the town.
Yes.
That sounds
The
more...
Nulb and the temple.
The temple, yes, that's what I meant.
It's been talking to Squishy too much.
So we're going to ride through at night?
That'd be that.
I would say slowly.
Going through
To
town
scare the
so-
boogers out of them?
so that they don't know would be preferred.
That would be the best way.
Oscar
Agreed.
will hush the wagon through the town at night.
Well, we rode for about an hour. We're going to not get rest tonight and ride through tonight, or we're going to wait until tomorrow night?
Let's wait until tomorrow night. We need to get our rest.
Oh, yeah. Doing some fishing tomorrow. It's creeper.
Yeah, Shadow will collect food for all of us.
They got what you call them? Big old catfish in here. You should go try to catch some of those. They're good eat.
Or Marty, were we able to get all of Shadow's stuff from the
Yep.
place?
Yeah, we snapped into combat. You found all your gear. It didn't go far.
Cool.
We were literally it was 1 minute between them capturing you and us showing up with like the beat your face in, or it was 2 minutes. You know?
with the murder patrol.
Ha ha ha! Your friends left you. Shadow's like, not for long. Maybe Shadow forced the fight.
I'm
Okay.
genetically related to one of them, therefore he's obligated to stay with me.
That night passes. You keep a smoky fire going into the morning. That next day, Shadow and Krieger are wandering around the area catching crayfish and I guess catfish.
Sure.
Shadow kills a few snakes. In his mind, protein's protein.
Mm-hmm.
Good eating.
Okur gets up at dawn and tends to the horses a little bit. You have this strange sense that the next few days are going to be dangerous and revealing. Oscar's just in seventh heaven that you gets to keep all the stuff in the cart and is organizing it, and Darian's poking at the fire, eating beans with Crusher.
He's gonna make some prayers to the five-faced god for victory in combat, safety of his friends, that righteousness and goodness prevail,
Yep.
etc., etc.
You feel the grace of the five-faced god like clockwork whenever you make your prayers return to you. There is no judgment upon your soul for the deeds that you did yesterday.
Okay. In other words, they had it coming.
It was neither admonishment nor promotion or praise. Yeah, it was just you said the right words and your prayers returned to you.
It took a second, but they got there.
Yeah, the five-faced god is going, okay, fine.
Fine. It's Don't pull that shit again.
No, he does not. The Five Faces have never outright talked to you before.
Very
You can't hear of them. There's no.
humans fight humans all the time.
Yeah, these are supporting a horrible, horrible temple. This is basically the village at the foot of the enemy castle.
We're just lucky that it was friggin' Crusher was one who heard that. Let's sacrifice him to the temple, not like the paladin.
Yeah, of course, like, no, whatever. That's what I would do.
Oscar knows that everyone's not a like a psychopathic murderer here. It's just as the evil has arisen in the nearby castle, these people don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Stick your head out too far, and you'll become, the sacrifice, the tribute.
Yeah, but he is also a paladin who... Part of him is like, yeah, but you could die instead.
Yep. The next morning, this is the day you guys are planning on spending the day in the swamp and then this evening riding back into town. What face of the Five-Face God are you calling upon? Are you keeping the face of the...
Today it's going to be...
Or are you letting someone else wear the helmet?
You know what? Someone else can wear the helmet. Hang on. Let me see. See the... There we go. Yeah, we'll no, we'll put it on the supervisor. The leader. Who's going to be leading us through town?
Oscar.
Well, Oscar, you're going to be wearing the supervisor, where you get a +1 status bonus to the follow the leader actions when worn by the leader.
Everybody listen to me.
Alright, I've got a separate token for the leader's mask. The supervisor is this guy. Blink.
Perfect. Now they won't know who I am if they see me.
Despite it being a relic of the faith that is predominantly human-centric, or at least the church very, very much is, the mask does fit and does respond to you when you invest. Keep in mind you can only invest in 10 items per day. I don't know if we're reaching that point for your party. There are quite a few items there. Ptolemy and Alcur could have that evening had a look at some of the items to see if you actually figured out what they are. And I believe there are some rolls that need to be made.
Oscar's had 5 items. I think he actually has the most.
Okay.
I think so.
Ptolemy's Arcana is +12. He's now an expert in Arcana.
Cool. Alcur's rolls to aid in Arcana is +11.
Okay, so we'll just say, just to make this quick, it is a automatic aid, so +13. Unless we want to go through this one item by item. Okay, this means all 7th level items or lower are automatically identified by taking 10.
Okay.
And we'll roll for the higher level ones. Let's go back to the treasure. 7th level items. So yeah, Cloak of Elvenkind is identified. The Shiny Wrench is a Traveler's Any tool.
That one was already divvied. I don't know why it was there.
The Cloak of Elvenkind? Okay. Traveler's Any tool is the 6th level one.
That's cool.
+1 chain shirt, yep. The 7 vials marked handle with care is a different check, I think, to look at poisons.
Okay. This would be... They are craft checks. Is that right? It's craft to make them.
These are hunting spider venom. 5th level. It's a bark skin potion. Alright, I think everything else you have identified that's lower level. It's the higher level stuff that we do need to roll on. So the magical studded leather, yep, it is +1 resilient studded leather.
That's almost saving throws, right?
The lightning bolt rune is a shock rune. The rune stone with shadowy is a shadow rune. I believe that's an armor rune.
Is that a shadow rune greater?
The 9th level version is shadow greater.
Like we have a lesser shadow.
Okay, and then the weird lens, Ptolemy boffed on that one. He got a natural 1.
That's awesome.
Which I think means he thinks it's something else.
You roll a natural 1. Yeah, you see Alcur. In the future, actually, Ptolemy should aid Alcur because Alcur's base bonus is the same, and he doesn't fail on a natural 1.
Okay.
So next time around.
These things allow you to shoot beams of light out of your eyes.
What's the command?
You just think about it.
Interesting. I think we stick them on somebody who could use eye lasers.
Okay.
Who could use eye lasers?
All right, so
I
somebody's
think the better question is, who couldn't use eye
somebody's wearing them, but they didn't invest in them, I guess.
Yeah.
They're amber crystal that fit over your eyes.
Okay, these studded leather, I think is the who needs a saving throw bonus? Who wants saving throws over AC?
One of the rouges.
I think a rouge. Equipment.
Is it a +1 studded leather?
It is a +1 studded leather.
I think
That
I have a
is
studded
resilient.
leather.
Hmm?
I think I have a studded leather.
I think you have leathers. So the dex cap is +3, and the strength is 12. So Oscar actually isn't strong enough for studded leather.
Question. Doesn't the +1 increase the dex cap or not?
Don't think so.
Ooh.
I remember looking and finding there was no way to increase
Not
the
in
dex
this
cap.
game, I don't think so, Ahmed.
No, eh? Alright. I'm not gonna gain 1 to lose 1. Armor's useless to me.
Do you want +1 to all your saves?
But I lose a bonus to hit. And I lose...
You don't lose
No, you don't lose the bonus to hit. It's just max. That's your max dex bonus to AC.
Yeah, you lose an AC because you don't get to apply all of your
My
dex, but you
dex go
gain
down.
1 because it's better armor,
+1.
and then you gain a +1. So it's AC is a wash, but it's a +1 to your saves.
It's a +1
Yeah.
fail. Yeah, okay, fine, I'll take it.
I was trying to do this same math with you before. It didn't work. Alright,
Yeah.
take the studded leather. That's
Mm.
resilient.
Later on, you get the resilient rune moved to leather armor.
Current leather. Well, don't we have a rune stone and just do that?
It takes 8 days.
Alright. You're lazy, is it? Okay.
And 2 levels.
This is such a jerk.
I put XP on your chart. You guys are a little over halfway through your 5th level because of that fight.
Awesome.
Alright, so, yeah.
Let's go back and finish it up.
Let's go back and finish the village. Why aren't we
Well,
getting any
I feel
XP,
better,
guys?
guys.
I don't know. I can't use my powers now since the paladin.
Our job.
Alright, so...
But we're swimming in silver. Copper coins.
We'll just buy you Take it to God.
Okay, so where is the armor? Armor is in 40 pages. Studded. Magic studded leather.
It's +1 resilient studded leather is what the potion with clouds is a standard potion of flying. And the lightning bolt rune is a shock rune. I don't know if those things, if you were changing them when I was telling you what they were. No? Yes?
Nope.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
I was trying to avoid conflicts.
Okay, leather armor is going to the party pages.
And your leather armor was +1, or was it not +1?
It's nothing. It's basic stuff.
So your AC does go up by 1.
Please, give me one moment here.
Okay. Sitting around in a swamp. Krieger, while you were fishing, you caught some fish. It was fun. But on the opposite side of the riverbank, you see some really weird and kind of monstrous footsteps. Clawed feet with a stride that's about twice of yours.
Okay.
It looked like in the night it may have come down to the river's edge. Maybe hunched on all fours a little bit and then went away.
Survival to identify the tracks?
Sure. And the dung?
And the dung.
Always with the dung.
Krieger.
Oh, no, the armor was a +1.
+9. Okay.
Take the skeleton key, Ahmed.
Yeah. So what is the bonus? Does it give you
13.
anything?
It walked
what's
on
the
2
weight?
legs.
Is Shadow nearby?
You can go and summon Shadow. You can go and find him. It's hard to tell because it's on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
It's a bulk item.
Hey, Shadow,
Thank you.
Yeah, what is it?
come take a look at something.
Alright, your doom. Piece of garbage.
Oh, what do those tracks look like to you? And that giant pile of shit.
Okay, well, it's on the other side of the river, but you can see it. Yeah, so that's
Tastes like it was.
This is nature.
Yep.
$24. Hmm?
I just sent you a message.
I'm looking for it.
I know what I think it is.
Oh shit.
I know what I think it is too.
My man starts with a T.
Have you ever heard of a griffin?
Yeah.
No, this is a troll.
Oh, fuck.
I like the look on Marty's face. He got a Marty with that one. It was just going off script.
Marty's like, what?
What did I type?
Like,
There was this mild amusement that Ahmed's bugging Mark on a meta level because Mark's like sick with a cold. Mark's just like both Mark and Krieger's reaction were the same. That's why I was laughing. there was some subtlety there.
Yes, that's a troll. Trolls in the area.
We better go warn the others, especially the squishies.
All right.
Okay, Krieger's got a string of fish, and you know Shadow's got like who's gonna eat snake. You wander back to the party, and there's a nice new suit of armor laid out for Shadow. Are you guys all healed of your wounds that night? I think you get back.
Yeah. Well, Darian can just heal factory in downtimes.
Oh, right. That's right.
So,
I just deleted all the damage on your token.
There's some trolls in the area.
so we're
By the
planning-
way,
we're going to be going all the way into the temple today, are we not?
I say we scout a little bit.
I am going to charge my stuff. You right there, bud? Alker is going to invest a third circle spell into his staff to double the number of spells thrown in.
Okay. I'm not going to charge my staff. My staff's not as important as your staff is.
You realize that we got a couple of dudes in a staff measuring, anyways.
I'm gonna go behind a tree and charge my staff.
We're going to battle. Can we please get serious?
Well, his hammer's sort of like a staff. It's like a warrior staff.
Yep. Big heavy head on it.
He casts Thump.
Squash. Squish.
No, don't squish. It's okay, buddy. It's okay, buddy. They weren't talking about you. They were talking about what we're going to do to our enemies.
Alright, so... sun's getting low.
Ooh, you smell a little bit.
Sun's getting low. Time to, head out.
What was that? I couldn't hear you in that weird helmet you're wearing.
Everybody listen to me. This thing's supposed to help with this.
You can open. You can open the.
We can hear you just fine, don't worry. Tommy hops into the back.
Try speaking down through the.
Alright, so, clippity clappity, grease the hubs.
Okay, so you're greasing the wheels?
Yep.
Is everyone riding inside, or are you...
No, I think it's gonna be a regular.
Shadow on the outside, Doom inside the cart, Krieger riding
Doom's gonna be
alongside.
inside. Shadow's gonna be on top.
Okay, Crusher.
Crush will be inside as well.
Okay.
Clippity clappity.
Alright, so your group approaches the village of Nulb.
We are going to sneak through town in the night.
Let's see how cooperative the weather is.
Come on, shitty weather.
6 is shitty weather, 1 is not cooperative at all. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a breeze, the occasional bit of drizzle. You arrive. At what time do you want to approach Nulb?
Like
4 a.m.
Like that 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Okay, so you guys waited for a long time after dark, and then are navigating through the down these roads. At dark, riding your carriage. Give me a navigation check or a knowledge nature check. Alcur.
Okay.
Can Shadow aid with I can see in the
Alker-
dark. Avoid that tree over there.
Yep.
Alker is being studious and elf-like in his navigation with the wagon.
Yep. And what was your lore for the day?
My lore is in Give me a second.
You gotta decide that beginning of the morning.
Mm-hmm. Your lore is sneaktography.
I don't have a-
Photography.
It's a science.
No, it's a bit more. I was gonna think about those guys, but that kind of fell through. We're gonna go lore temple of elemental evil,
Got it. And then you rolled a nat 1 on your navigate check.
which I can't fail. So
You can't critically fail, so it just becomes a fail. All right, so add D4 as you get stuck into the mud, and this is how many hours from your 2 a.m. So it's actually 5 a.m. by the time you guys get unstuck through the mucky trails, and it's like close to dusk at this point.
So people are starting to wake up.
Yeah, you notice that there are people starting to wake up. There are some people setting up along the Fisherman's Bridge. It's quiet, like, but you're not going to get through unseen.
That's fine. We're just gonna go, like, maybe they don't recognize us.
Okay, and how are you approaching? Are you going full tilt, or are you still trying to do the, we're going to, like, slow roll the carriage through the town?
Slow rolling through town. There ain't nobody, never mind.
Okay,
Ain't no town whose time.
give me a stealth check as you're trying to, like, now, and you make a gun for the fucking bridge, and you're trying to use
So,
buildings to hide.
It is a pony.
It's a horse.
A horse. I don't have the monster manual.
Yep.
So it's the horses.
Oh, all the monsters are on the D20 PFSRD. You guys should be using this for
I will
things.
start using this.
Yeah, I'll put
D20
Here.
PFSRD 2E.
No, that link.
PF2 D20 PFSRD.
PF2
Bestiary.
D20.
And good lord. Search site. Horse. Horse.
A horse is a horse, of course.
Alright.
Dex plus 2, and it's large. No, that's a riding pony. Riding horse. Dex plus 3.
Plus 3 dex, and it is a first level creature, so it would get 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 7. And then size and stealth. Size 473.
And your carriage is huge, is effectively what you're trying to... The biggest thing you've got is huge, so it's horse plus the carriage modifier.
What is role playing? Bestiary.
473 space size reach. That's not what I want. It's your stealth. I should start using the website because that'll search faster.
You'd think.
I don't see anything here. 1d20 plus 8, and then natural 20 minus whatever the penalty is.
Oh, that's a critical success.
Yeah.
So, you somehow... The gods must be on your side. But some fishermen tootle off. Some people leave the Fisherman's Bridge. And just at the right time at dawn, maybe all the excitement and maybe drinking and the fact that they're not very well organized. Evil doesn't organize very well, at least the people of Nulb. You quietly pick your way across the Fisherman's Bridge and no one's seen you. You quickly ride down the street. Some people didn't quite notice or just missed. Like a comedy of errors, just kind of missed the carriage rolling by.
People that didn't see it didn't register it.
Yeah, it just didn't register. Like, it's just regular motion in the town, people coming to and fro. When you get to the smithy, which road are you taking? Are you taking the road that is marked to the temple, or are you wandering off?
No, we're following the. We are following the
We had a
tourist
plan.
side.
Okay. You go by the smithy. Let's see, D3, you might meet somebody if I roll 3. Yeah, you actually see a man is up early. Did I drag him off with the others? Where is he? Where's Otis? Is he part of the angry mob? I don't know. You see a man kind of like with a wheelbarrow of wood. He stops for a moment as he sees the carriage go by.
I think that guy's important.
Do we recognize him? Or
He's just a really, really large, muscly man with gray hair.
does Oscar recognize him?
Yeah, you know it's Otis. He's the smith of the town.
And we were told that the smith is a friend, right?
Yep.
Oscar will give him a friendly wave.
He gives you a nod, like a long, slow nod, and then just goes about his business. And quickly, you guys ride out of town, and the buildings start to space out, fewer and further in between, and then it's just a road leading to a special part of hell.
I knew it!
Figurative.
Or is it? Yeah, see?
How'd the fight end? It ended surprisingly well after Tolub got blinded. It was pretty much a mop-up. However, the villagers all got angry. I said a 1 on a d20. They would like start to rise up, and I rolled a 1. So like the town is hostile towards the party. Right now, they rolled a nat 20 to sneak their carriage through the town.
Yeah,
just before dawn, and managed to do so.
When they were hostile at us, we ran away with our carriage and everything, but in the opposite direction of where we want to go.
And strangely enough, part of the critical success was the only person that noticed was an ally of theirs who might be able to help in some fashion.
Right. Well, when we figure out where that lightning rune needs to go, we can go. Can you put the lightning rune on the sword?
Yeah.
And this wonderful bow of this wonderful guy.
The bow is a prime candidate for things like a lightning rune.
Okay. Travel comes quick. The day is overcast. Like dawn doesn't quite want to come as you are traveling through kind of swamp brush and really stunted trees. Heavy growth, as nothing seems to. The land has not been cleared out here. However, the road definitely is leading somewhere. You get the sense that this road has been traveled, and quite frequently you do see the occasional spot where there have been camps set up. A lot of traffic has traveled through here. There are some places where wood has been cut. There are places where little lean-tos. You find a watch, kind of like a hunter's lean, up in a tree near a campsite that is obviously meant to watch the road, but nobody's in it. Soon, the surrounding countryside is not quite in swampy ground, but it is in heavy, tangled, and thorned underbrush. You wouldn't want to wander off the trail too much. You might end up with a snout full of bristles if you were a wolf or a shadow. There is an ominous green glow just over a hill as the day turns long and the shadows grow long.
Well, that's not foreboding in the slightest.
I need perception checks. I'm going to make you guys roll these.
All right. You got it.
Oscar, Alcur, Krieger, are and Shadow. Shadow, you'll get a +2 because you're on top. The guys in the carriage looking through the windows will have a -2.
So
And Mark, I need some
25
rolls.
And 16.
Oh, damn you. 22.
Yeah.
And Shadow has a 22. Crusher has a... No, same thing. D20 plus
Assuming-
9.
Krieger got a 27.
Nice.
Okay,
Krieger's inside.
Krieger's outside.
Nice.
Hey,
So who got the 25? Oscar?
no, that's Elker.
Alcur and Krieger notice it. As you're approaching the ominous green glow, you can hear the sounds of other horses that are not yours. And like what you can probably describe as a gathering of people and men and the clink of armor and weapons. There's enough of them that you're hearing this from from a distance.
Oh boy.
We probably want to be off the road. Is there any sort of place we could stoosh this?
Yeah, give me a stealth or a survival check as you're gonna ride the wagon off the road. And
Yep. Alker is going to. He, Oscar will follow the leader skill. The follow the expert, the stealth.
okay,
'Cause- $16.
Can Shadow aid?
all right. So you're
This is the horse
Well,
stealth, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Well, there's an army.
First thing was the survival check. What do you?
Survival check would be. Are you talking like a handle animal check?
No, this is just to find a place where you could actually hide the wagon.
15 was the survival check.
Okay, you drive the wagon off the road. It's a little bit bumpy. You get behind it.
Martin?
Yes.
Can Shadow also do that? Because he can be helping with that. He's not doing the stealth thing, but he can help with the identifying.
Okay, so you
Right.
can aid at this point because the dice have
Sorry.
already been rolled.
Sure. Stealth. Okay. Ooh. 29. Yeah, aid.
Okay, so Shadow, you aid, and the rolls aren't that great. So there's definitely some tracks as you rolled your wagon off the side of the road, and you went behind some thickets. Shadow, if you could continue standing on top of the wagon, people will see you, so that kind of forces you
Yeah.
to climb down from the wagon. And the ominous green glow, there seems to be a gathering of men and humanoids. And they're marching down the road in a column. And it's going to take me a few moments to gather their numbers.
Do we have an idea of how many there are?
A large number.
Here comes our level.
A dozen or large as in like 50?
An army.
Let's have a look-see.
Large as in crashes Mark's computer.
Well, no. I'm going to move them from one map to another. So, give me a second.
Should be Neosporin, I think it is called. The T? Neosporin.
What?
T, that helps you with your chest cold.
Oh. Neosporin, isn't that like a rub or something?
That might be the rub. That might be the wrong one I'm thinking of.
I'm not positive.
Lemon tea for cold. It is called. Oh, crap.
Neocitrin?
Neocitrin, that would be it.
You know what? I'm just gonna have some more Peps tea. Be right back.
You're funny.
I know that neocitrin has, what's the medical word? One of the chemicals in it is a laxative, so if you take too much of that, you're in for a bad time. I know that from experience.
You're in for a poopsie.
Nothing like having a cold and having a poopsie.
But you. Oh no. Yeah, more than a napkin over here.
Okay. Are you guys moving from your hiding position for your horses, or are you staying there and waiting for this group to march by?
Are we on a map?
We will be in a second. I'm still moving tokens around.
Okay. If we think it's like 20 guys, then yes. If we think it's like 120 guys, then I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on how many there are.
No, it's more than 20.
Oh.
It is an army that is coming.
I think we're gonna try to stay as quiet as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Do I have them all?
Ambush time.
We'll start killing them from the back. I'll never
We don't have a fireball yet.
Alright, just like Assassin's Creed, guys.
As long as you keep
Kill a
chaining
1,000
the
people. Nobody
sneak
knows.
attacks from the back of the column to the front of the column. Just sneak up, hit Y, sneak up, hit Y,
It's all
sneak up,
good.
hit Y.
It's all good.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys into something called the Temple Exterior map. I'm not gonna unfog it all though. Player visible. I'm gonna unfog. Oops.
That feels very unfogged.
Is it all unfogged?
Yes.
Why is fog not working?
So, I'm not looking at the details, but there's a big building.
Yep.
Yeah, a big cathedral.
Fog of War is not working for me. Map. Restore fog of war. Map contains exposed areas of fog. Do you want to reset all fog? Yes. Did that work?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Just concentrate on the front gate.
Look around the party. Zoom in.
Yep. So you guys are behind a copse of trees, and there is a mob of soldiers, footmen, guys with crossbows and spears. There's a couple of heavy-looking footmen. There's a big pack of gnolls. A lot of these guys are wearing brown tunics with a particular sigil on them. Not all of them, but some of them are. You see the odd bugbear amongst the gnolls. And then another pack of men, amongst which you see one guy wearing a pirate hat. If you were carefully watching, this is the guy who climbed up the chimney. He's a really skinny pirate, still a little bit dirty from the day before.
Ah. They're coming for their vengeance.
There are brigands, there are people with bows, there is a gigantic, big lumbering ogre amongst their horde. I did say horses. Let me get the horses in there once I kind of put these guys in a rough line.
See, that's...
How many people did he say attacked the town?
So, Crusher looks at this,
Says we have a problem. Where do you think they're headed?
Wait, okay, so where are we exactly?
On the south a little bit.
So
Oh,
there's,
we're done. Okay, yeah, well, they can't hear us from there.
Well, no, if we can hear them, they can hear us. So there's a
There's a difference between, like, 1,000 men. They're going, hey, we're in trouble.
fox over there. Ambush time. All right, maybe we're just.
all right, there's a huge group of them that is slowly meandering down the road with purpose.
If we had 10 fireballs, this would be interesting.
I don't have 10 third circle spells.
Yeah, we don't have fireballs.
Let me get some horse tokens because some people are on horses.
Use a hero point to summon Altagar.
Hero point to summon Altagar. That's hilarious.
Sunshine, happiness, and freedom.
To be fair, Lemmy would be enough.
Yeah.
With one big ass wall of thorns and him turning into, I don't know, anything he wants to punch something with. Yeah, they're going to Nulb.
Summon
to go
15
hunt the-
T-Rexes. Have at thee.
Hopefully Miss Lady Pants' cover is solid.
Yep.
Okay, there are some light war horses amongst them. I'm just gonna put a few down, and I'll put like the guys who are riding on the light war horses. This guy is riding on a horse.
We know where we're getting our horse upgrade from.
Yeah, these are more like war riding horses as opposed to big draft horses.
Shitty horses we have.
Yeah, but there's it's weird. It's like they're leading from the sides and trying to get everyone kind of corralled together as
They're corralling. They're
yeah,
friggin',
yep.
you know, wrangling.
And these two heavy footmen are actually on horseback. And they gave a horse to the pirate. That's why you can see him. There are some stragglers. And then I'll show you a picture of what the green rune looks like as you guys kind of catch a glimpse of this.
Where should we look?
It'll take me a moment to create it.
Got it.
Campaign, enter the dungeon. Do I have this in my storyteller stuff? Temple. As I do. But they're all in the same. Oh, it's a brown rune. Sorry. Brown.
Once that they go down that path, if they don't like look for our track specifically, they ain't finding shit. They're gonna pulverize.
The thing is, these guys all came down that road, and now they're heading back up the road, and there's nothing about your tracks that looks weird. They do have a single wagon amongst them. I'm going to put the wagon on there in a second once I finish showing you what their sigil looks like. Their sigil is a brown patch, circular, with a yellow triangle in the middle of the brown circle. And it looks like this. That seems to be their standard. And then the wagon they have is more of a prisoner wagon. Like it's like a wagon with just bars on it.
Yep.
Kind of looks like this. It is huge. This is drawn by some draft horses.
And it's empty?
Nope. There is a single figure chained inside of it, and the figure looks weird, purple, and angry.
sorry. Purple?
Purple.
Shadow's gonna mark it as prey.
There's two guys pulling the wagon, and then I'm gonna put the purple thing inside of it. Okay.
Is it angry because it's purple, or is it just anger incidental?
It's angry maybe because it's chained. It looks like it has a like a collar on, and then several chains going off in different directions, so it's sort of suspended in the middle. It is standing up, and Darian has fought these things before.
Oh.
Ghouls.
It is a ghoul.
Oh. Do not like them.
Ghouls can make more ghouls.
Maybe they're upset at the town. That would be unfortunate.
So I'm just gonna stick this in the middle of their mass.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are just staying put.
We're not.
We don't want to fight that.
I'm just saying I could shoot that from 400 feet.
Shoot what?
Okay, so let's keep that in character. Shadow's like, I can shoot
sorry.
that.
I can kill that thing.
Or 200 feet, sorry.
And what about the other 400 people?
Not like they know exactly where it came from, would they?
Okay, one of the heavily armored men on the light warhorse just sort of stops. He does look at the tracks, but doesn't do anything. As the group of them is, they're going. That like in their minds, if you're the reason why they're going out there, you being here
Makes no sense.
makes no sense because you were seen fleeing from the village after your lightning raid.
It's like the bank robbers going to the police station after.
Right, and this unhappy motley crew of gnolls and men, and with the odd goblinoid and an ogre, with the ghoul in a cage, simply marches on past your position.
Okie doke.
Alright.
How long do you wait after they pass?
Fucking 15 minutes.
Okay, the sound of horses subsides, and the stragglers have long are long distant, and there's just now this ominous green glow over the hill. You do see that this motion has caused a bunch of very large birds to start flocking above the spire of a tower that you can see visible. You can see this particular, if you zoom out, this odd square jutting out over the hill.
Okay.
These birds are about the size of horses. Big ravens are all kind of flocking around in a weird circle.
I think we're close enough. We probably could leave the wagon here.
Yep.
Also,
Greed.
Oscar pings are like, "Gung, gung, gung." That's hat.
Yes, it's a relic of my religion, which I hold very dear.
Oscar pops it off and hands it to you.
Thank you. Pops it on.
Okay, when you invest in it, what mask are you gonna... Actually, I think you choose it for the day. So
Yeah, it's for the day, so
yeah.
it's stuck on.
Yep. Mask of the supervisor.
Yeah. If we all need to do an intimidate check, though, I can help.
Alright, so let's tie up the horses and introduce ourselves to treasure. I mean, a dungeon. I mean, vengeance. I mean, what are we here for again? Oh yeah, demon.
I'm good with vengeance.
So, believe we probably have a day, maybe two, before they return.
It took you most of the day to get between the village of Nulb and here.
We might have 3 days even.
Given that you guys traveled at night, it was
It was during the day that we
daybreak.
traveled.
That's right. You guys rested during that day. So 5 a.m. You probably traveled 6 hours to here. Let me just take a look at the Runerak grid.
It takes time to coordinate that many people to get them move on.
Additionally, it takes time for them to do whatever search they were
Ahmed will
to do.
tell you, just getting 2 kids in the fucking car for a trip is almost fucking impossible.
Yeah, when you say we're leaving at 3, you're gone by 4. So
Yeah, so right now it is like noon.
All right.
On a very overcast summer day.
I would like to do a knowledge, big, giant ass green glow associated with the Temple of Elemental Evil.
Luckily, that's your lore.
Yeah, go ahead. What is the green glow?
What is the green glow? Why is it green? Why? So 16.
Um,
And yes, their army's on foot, so they might even be slower than us.
the power of 4 elements imbues the temple. And the green glow is its telltale and signature stained glass windows. You know that inside the temple there are great depictions of what the purpose of the temple is built into the stained glass windows.
How big do I think this temple is?
You know the temple's immense.
And it's mostly below ground.
You do know that there are significant layers below ground. And that Lord Byrne and his company, the prince and the wizard that Lord Byrne served, did not have the strength to clear it all out, so they simply locked it all up after they destroyed what they could.
Yeah, they kind of wussed out a little bit. Alright. So, gentlemen.
Alkur also knows that the temple, and this is like kid on Christmas Eve kind of thing. Alkur knows that this edifice appeared almost overnight. Great magic was used in its construction. That's something I've already told Alkur before. I may not have said it directly with the temple, but you now know that the temple is one of these places.
So,
That
there was the castle that the vampire was in was another one where it was like oddly constructed by magic.
Mm-hmm.
so was Ptolemy's manor.
Ptolemy's Mansion's another one.
Yes, this one is how the hell did this supreme and wonderful edifice appear?
Alkur will learn the ways of the Sim City magic, where you click on the square and then a block appears. The 10th Circle Commercial District spell.
All right, so the group of you has tied up the horses. Are you leaving the horses tied to the wagon for quick escape, or are you?
I think so.
Okay, so you've just basically abandoned your wagon full of treasure.
Don't say it like that, but yes.
And you begin crawling your way towards the green glow, skirting behind groups of bushes, and finally there is sort of an open spot as we get to this gray area as opposed to the darker area, where you see this old, battered, crumbling wall and the green building standing mighty behind it.
I must say that That's pretty fucking impressive.
The building, while the walls look like they suffered from some calamity or siege long ago, and you are seeing telltale signs of like the odd bone or a rusty scrap of metal all around the temple, like a war may have been also fought here. This thing does not look like it's defeated. It's glowing. For God's sake. It's glowing. It is a monstrous thing that sends chills down all of your spines when you see it. It is a thing that would take an army of craftsmen to deconstruct, or magics of great destruction beyond your means to simply crack and break. It, no doubt, is a beacon for things. What is causing that green glow? What draws evil here?
So,
Shadow,
question.
you feel a strange desire to go into the temple.
Question.
Oh, do it.
Everybody's seen a fuck off big shiny temple of evil, right?
Yep.
Nope.
Darian's got a hand on his on the hilt of his blade, and
Alright, so now that we mostly agree that there's a big fuck off shiny evil temple in front of us, we're just gonna give it a nice solid poke to see what happens.
Ptolemy, Darian, Oscar, Alcur, Bonecrusher, all have a sense of dread and deja vu.
I don't. Well, I probably still feel dread, but.
Shadow doesn't.
Yeah.
Krieger doesn't.
Well, no, Shadow wants to enter. Maybe his desire to become a werewolf is greater than any sort of remembrance. And Krieger it's just a creepy old building. So what?
Relax.
he knows it's bad, but he's not. Everyone's acting really funny.
Yes, it's big. We'll kill everything inside. Don't worry. Let's go.
Be fine, guys.
Alright, let's go. So we're just gonna. Oscar will follow the expert group, the stealth the group up to the
Okay.
door.
Yep. Give me a stealth check.
Mask back.
You put the helmet back. Okay. Whoever's got the worst stealth.
Okay. I think that's Darian still.
So you get your stealth check as if you were trained +1.
Alright. So, plus 2 plus 1. There we go. 20.
Nice. You guys sneak all the way up to the edge of this wall where there's a breach, where the road just seems to have gone through. There is this weird forest. It's like an orchard, although you're not certain what those plants are. They look like weird squashes or pumpkins growing on the ends of trees that kind of are being pulled back down to the earth because of the weight of the pumpkins, and there's this weird yellow dust everywhere. At this point, you can see something in the distance shambling through the forest, just sort of meandering through the forest, kind of, and it looks like a big exploded pumpkin with tentacles.
So
And it's about the size of it's about a horse wide and tall. And you can now peek around the corner and you can see the weird weird gargoyles hanging off the ends of this castle. Not a mark on it. The weird green glow that is both entrancing and sickening at the same time. And yes, all of these large birds have somehow flocked in this really big circle surrounding the center of this spire. The spire has no windows and just has like a flat top, like somebody would perform some arcane and horrible ritual from the top of it if they were master of the temple of elemental evil. The tracks along the ground suggest that these guys, let me see where they marshaled at least here.
Okay. Let's try to follow at least somebody's tracks back towards the door. Basically, like following the road to the.
Yep.
Basically, trying to thinking this is the door.
In the distance, as you guys are kind of having a look at the tracks, you can see that there is a surviving structure of the outer wall that looks like a keep. And there is flickering torchlight coming out of the keep.
Uh-oh.
You can see in that back corner.
Yep. Well, did they come from there or did they come from that way? Shadow, where Oscar will aid Shadow in a survival check.
Okay.
Most of that army look like goobers, so where the goobers came from should be relatively safe.
Okay, so survive.
So 21 on the aid check.
Yeah. There are some tents and things out here that suggest that some people may have actually like camped temporarily outside, and I need to find their way in.
25 plus your aid, so 26. I did mark that thing as my
The ghoul.
yeah, the ghoul is my prey. So where did that prey come from?
It was loaded into the wagon out here. But it was led with a collar, like kind of like a stick with on the edge of a collar, and you're trying to find where the ghoul came from. That is very interesting. It's going to take me a moment. It did not come from the front door.
It's gone.
That's some serious magic.
You knock on the front door, it says you've been killed by a grue. It's just what?
So they didn't quite come from the front door here, but there are little doors on the side of this little part of the building that sticks out.
Yeah.
So you are tracking them down this way.
Okay.
Are you guys marching that way, or are you going to head towards the shambling creature, or are you going to skirt around, maybe check out the moat house? Are you going to run away from this place of ineffable evil?
Go back to the library and all become librarians.
And just wait for horrible things to happen to you? What's your approach? There does not seem to be any visible places in, although you can see that there is a way, kind of like a road that leads to the front entrance part of the edifice of the temple. There are also these birds. The birds haven't quite seen you or reacted to your presence, but definitely marching down the road, they'd be able to see you.
We're following your lead there, Shadow. Take us to where that ghoul came from.
Shadow
Okay.
notices the ghoul. The ghoul had been led to the wagon, perhaps over here, where the wagon was just parked off to the side.
But it had come
The
from,
tracks are leading down this road.
Down this way.
Shadow's gonna stick. Does this look like this road is raised from like around it? Like ditches on either side?
You might be able to hide along the side of the ditch. Yep.
Yep, Shadow will do that. Skirt the ditch.
Okay.
It doesn't look like there's any plants or anything on this side. So
All right. So Shadow, because he's taking the lead, is going to have a separate stealth check from the follow your leader stealth.
Mark, you roll
Yeah.
all the leader stealth with that +1. I have the magic hat.
Great.
I'm Shadow. I'm stealthy.
Okay.
Shadow is shadowy.
Right. And we get a 19. The rest of us.
Okay. They may have spotted movement, as a couple of the giant ravens have broken from the circle and are kind of flying this way. You guys are all lying in a ditch when Shadow maneuvers around here. There is a front door that has a massive sigil on it, and it looks like it is also the door is chained 3 times. It is not the door they came through. Shadow sees a lot of tracks kind of curling around this pillar.
Okay.
We're gonna have to cross. Hurry up.
These trees, you get a better look at the fruit. Now, the trees kind of look like ghoulish pumpkins where a skull is trying to grow through the inside of the pumpkin.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Freaking nightmare fuel.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And these 2 birds are now descending to where they may have spotted you. You could see them kind of gliding down. They're about 100 feet off the ground.
Shadow's gonna get them to get around the tree because the steps, the feet go around the tree, right? They don't go close to it at all.
What's that?
The footsteps go around the tree. Like
Yeah,
they don't get-
they go around like this.
We'll follow the footsteps.
Okay. So you can see the birds. If you dash across there's a chance the birds will see you.
Oh, how high up are they?
About 100 feet for that one, about 80 feet for that one. They're like coming down the side of the temple and having a look where they saw some movement.
Okay, so either stay put, let them like hide, let them go over, and then move, or take a chance to go now. All right, well let's hide, and I'm gonna mark one of them as my prey. Actually, wait, hold on. Yeah, it's shit. I can still track where it came from. I'll mark one of them as. I'll wait on the prey thing, but okay. We'll wait here until they fly over.
Okay. Their perception is +8, and you guys rolled 19. So these two birds kind of swoop down, and they end up sitting just on the top of this part of the wall. After swooping down, they're pecking at each other and acting dumb and bird-like.
Can Shadow like shoot an arrow past them, like over here, get their attention?
You that would be a 700 to 800 foot shot with an arrow.
So what's the minus on that?
So the answer is yes. I believe that's within your range.
It is.
With a longbow, yeah.
I have 120 foot. So -8. I'm not aiming for
Okay,
these
from a stealth position, you're gonna fire a really long shot to try to hit something over the wall to get their attention.
Yeah, and then as soon as that happens, I know it'll happen. It's like get up when I get up.
Okay. First, give me a stealth check. Just for Shadow, as you have to stand to fire a long